Hi chums, right, we're going to head out of the greenhouse now. I did a little video there a few moments ago, and I'm going to do another one now. Yeah, it's summertime, folks. Ooh. I'm almost, looks as if I'm starting to go back a little bit. Anyway, we'll head out here into the garden. I haven't got my little gorilla holdy-onny thing, but that mightn't be a bad thing. And we'll try doing a video where you're not seasick, okay? So there's going to be some noise out here. The guys behind me are putting windows, they're cutting windows into the roof and starting to get the tiles on. So it's a bit noisy. So we'll head out here and see how we get on, okay? Right, excuse the fumbles while I get this camera into my hand without trying to touch anything. Oh. Ah, right. Hold on, I've got something to show you. Right. I'm going to have to fix the strap here. The strap's all crooked, folks. Right, that's okay there. Okay, so potatoes. You can see the potatoes are doing really well. And for the people who are interested, I'm sure most of you are, that highest growth there, from there right down to there, that's the skins. So these potatoes should be ready to come out very soon because they're in about 12 weeks now. So I'll maybe do one later on and see. I know what happened. I had some potatoes sitting up here in bags for about 2 years, and the little tiny marbles that you get at the end. And it was a time that John and myself did the wee trial here. So I threw them into bags and never bothered with them for 2 years. And I went to throw them out there a couple of days ago, and sure enough, didn't they have loads of potatoes? So I got enough potatoes for 3 or 4 dinners. I didn't video it because I was in a wild rush and I didn't expect to see anything anyway. The strawberries are starting to come now. You see there's loads and loads of strawberries there, and the whole thing is just covered in strawberries. So these are about 5 years old. These strawberries, they're supposed to be almost done, but those don't look done to me. Those are one called Lucy. So I've been more than pleased with those. So I'm going to take runners off those at the end of the year and set them up for next year. That should have happened last year, but as you can see, all we got done was 2 bags of compost manure put in there for setting the bed up. I think that's part of the secret here. I put the 2 full bags of manure in an 8-foot bed. I put 1 down each row, got a full bag of manure in it, and I think that's what made the difference, because these are on a sort of 2 mounds, and when I'm doing this bed I'll show you what it did. I've forgotten what this bed is here. That's carrots. Hillary is quaking in her boots because she's just seen my giant cabbages. And here we are, folks. Look at this. Oh, we can look at this here first. That's kale. That's dwarf kale. Isn't it a beautiful colour? I'm really pleased with that there now, I must say. And then this is the dinosaur kale, which is getting more like dinosaur kale every day. It's kind of flat-leafed at the moment, but you can see the crinkles are starting to appear. We can just zoom in on that boy there. You can see the crinkles are starting. And then over here, we'll look at the bag of potatoes, the skins again. Now, 3 days ago, I pulled all those bags back about 2 feet. And look, they're coming back over the kale already. And this mound here, I'm circling here, that bunch of potatoes there, that's the skins. So I'm really hopeful that we'll get something out of this. White flowers on the Charlottes, they should be ready soon. These ones here, this is Cara with a blue flower. I think it's Cara anyway. Have a look in a minute. Dan's pumpkins are going to go into this bed here. This bed here is beetroots and peas, the properly planted peas. Corn in here. Hillary, look at that there. Isn't that just you? I hope you're sitting down, Hillary. Hold on, let's really scare you. Look, have you ever seen a cabbage that size before? You know, and I'm 20 feet away from this, Hillary. So there you go. Oh yes, the onions. This is a bed. This bed here has to be dug out. Well, it's not dug out, it's taken out by hand basically, because they I'm not allowed to dig anymore. And oh yes, something else to show you. So, and then I'm going to put fabric in the bottom, because these trees here are sucking all the water out of the beds, and the beds are full of roots over there. But look, the $30 potatoes, Save My Plant, there, that's the $30 potatoes there. I think from looking at the basket, I think the potato that didn't go has suddenly started to grow. So hopefully that'll work okay. But even if it's not gone, there's still a lot of potatoes out of the one, and a lot of shoots coming out of one pot. So we maybe have a chance yet, you know. I'm going to show you this here. Now there's the wee thing I was doing earlier on there, folks. The two beetroots, and I brought those over here in a truck, and then I watered them here. Now they weren't that heavy, but I don't lift stuff, you know, and it meant that there was no strain in the back and stuff. Aren't these onions starting to do lovely? You know, those are one called Centurion from Shelley Seeds, and I'll be using Shelley's again. That was a really good tip that I got. And I've just forgotten who it came from. It was Chris or Paul. I'm not too sure. I think it was Chris. And Chris or Paul, thank you, whichever. I think Paul, you've both mentioned it at different times. I think Chris might have mentioned it first, you know. So that's good there. And Shelley Seeds, I'm very pleased. I've never ever had onions look like this before, but you might notice something different about these from other years. They're 6 inches apart. And look at the difference. Alliums apparently are very susceptible to space, are very sensitive to space, sorry. And if you don't space them properly or appropriately, and they start feeling each other's roots, that sounds terrible, doesn't it? They start encountering each other's white bits. Anyway, if they feel each other touching close by, they tend to sort of panic a bit. But these ones here are doing grand. Some of them are really big, getting really big. Apparently, alliums, onions, they grow upwards until the 21st of June, and then they start swelling after that. They know when the solstice is. This here, I'm going to pull this out, folks. We want to just let you last look at it. This is the leeks, and they're a nice colour. They're not the most beautiful flower head I've ever seen, but I'll tell you what, the bees absolutely love them. And saying that, there's not a single bee on them at the moment. Over here we have, well, we've got like that sort of old marram grass that you see around the seaside that grows in boggy areas as well. But underneath there, they're Japanese chives, and they're virtually indestructible. Over the years, I've never done anything with them, you know, but over the years, look, they've actually seeded themselves around here, and they're growing the paths now. This is a disaster. It's not as bad as it looks. About a couple of hours we'll fix this up. But you know, it's getting that couple of hours, and I owe a wood turning video or two, and I'm trying to get at that. But I'm trying to make the most of the good weather to try and get things done out here. And then if it rains, I'll go into the garage and work there. So then we've got broad beans here. Those are looking good as well. Once again, spaced further apart. And instead of putting in 3 double rows, I put in 2. And it looks like they're much healthier than before. So basically, folks, don't crush your plants in, because they just will not do. So that's that. I like these. I love these kale here. My cousin Connor, the road runner, was here, and he's mad into running now. He's a very good runner too, and he's taken off with all the top boys at the competitions now. You know, at the marathons. So he's in the first group away. So he's doing really well. He was here yesterday, and it was really good crack. I really enjoyed that, Connor, and I'll give you a shout when I open these bags of spuds up, and we'll get you sorted out with some of those. So I'm going to water the potatoes now. The potatoes are taking a lot of water, folks. So if you're doing this thing where you're putting potatoes in pots, make sure you give them loads of water, because they do need it this time of year. They're trying to swell the tubers, and it's also no rain. We have no rain for 2 weeks, except for a couple of spits of rain yesterday, and that was it. So that's it now. How do we get this camera turned right now? Yeah, that's just now. So let's say that's what I'm doing. I think I'm gonna get a photograph of these boys up on the roof here. Okay, let you see what's happening. This is a very standard type of renovation here. See, people can't afford to build houses. They can't really afford. These houses are quite expensive, you know, and they can't really afford to keep moving. So what they're doing is they're putting new roofs and stuff on, and putting in attic extensions, you know. So you can see there, they're getting the slates on now, and they've got 2 holes cut out. There's another one there. Oh yes, there's the other one there. I'll move up this way here. You can see there. Whoops, not very steady hand. There's the other one there. You see where it's cut out. So that's a very economical way to get a lot more room in your house. So there you are, folks. As I said, that'll do me now. I'll go in and get these sorted. Windows 8.1. Oh my goodness. I was going to bed at about 2:30 last night, and I thought, well, I'll just download this and then I'll go on to bed. And as I started to download, it said, you must accept our terms and conditions. If you don't, we will uninstall this program until another time. And I thought, I'm going to sit up here and wait to answer this call to accept the terms, because I don't want to do it twice. So 2 hours later, and it's okay, the internet's ordinary broadband, it's not very fast. Download's only about 0.36 kilobytes here, you know, it's very slow. I have fibre optics up my gate, and I could get down to 80 megabytes a second. So I've been talking about this again. Procrastination is me, you know. So I'm going to do it because I'm fed up with waiting for downloads. And it affected lots of other settings on the computer, like the internet access to the router and stuff, you know. So I had to reformat stuff, and it's just been awful. I'm not very good in computers, as you know. So it wasn't the best morning in my life, you know. So at 6 o'clock in the morning I went to bed. And I got up at about 11 o'clock then, and I started doing some stuff. And I saw Gary's video up from Yorkshire, and I thought, yeah, definitely have to watch this. Went and made a cup of tea, came back, server down. But my wife's computer, her laptop, was working perfectly when I turned it on. So I had to restart my computer again. Anyway, enough moaning. I'll fire this up tonight, and I'll get you up to date, okay? Okay, all the best then, folks. Bye-bye.